Did you know? According to the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, over 3,000 serious cases of food poisoning occur each year simply because people reheated food the wrong way, and Harvard University has warned that many common foods, when reheated, can form nitrosamines, compounds classified as possibly carcinogenic to humans. Yes, you heard that right. That bowl of cold rice you just microwaved. That plate of leftover vegetables from yesterday. That piece of chicken you saved to avoid waste. All of these seemingly harmless habits might be silently damaging your health. And here's the scariest part. These foods don't just upset your stomach. They can actually harm your liver, trigger mild neuroinflammation, and increase oxidative stress in the brain, which, over time, may raise your risk of memory loss or even dementia. If you're in your 60s or 70s, or if you cook for aging loved ones, what you're about to learn could protect years of healthy living ahead. In this video, you'll discover 5 common foods that seem healthy, but become dangerous when reheated. Why seniors are more vulnerable to these risks. And most importantly, how to store and reheat food properly to reduce the risk of cancer and cognitive decline. Pay close attention to items number 3 and 4. They are widely believed to be superfoods. But when handled the wrong way, they can carry serious hidden risks. If you truly care about living longer, staying healthier, and keeping your mind sharp after 60, make sure to subscribe to Golden 60 Plus right now. Each week, we share practical tips, science-backed insights, and trustworthy advice from medical experts. All designed to help you take better care of yourself, starting with the smallest things. So, what really happens when you reheat a seemingly harmless meal? Why can heat turn everyday food into a health threat? The answers may completely change the way you look at your daily meals. Why reheating food can be harmful. A scientific perspective. You might be thinking, I've been eating that dish all my life, reheated no problem. So why are people saying it's dangerous now? The answer lies in chemical and microbial changes in food. Changes you can't see with the naked eye, but your body definitely feels over time. 1. Bacteria and toxins don't just disappear when you reheat food. Some bacteria, like Bacillus cereus, which often exists in rice, noodles, and potatoes, can survive the first round of cooking. When the food is later left at room temperature or stored improperly, these bacteria multiply and produce toxins. Here's the danger. Reheating the food, badad, even in a microwave, does not destroy the toxins. The result? Nausea, diarrhea, stomach cramps, and with long-term accumulation, damage to the liver, kidneys, and nervous system. 2. Chemical changes in proteins and nitrates. When you reheat foods like chicken, mushrooms, or leafy green vegetables, their protein structures and natural nitrates can break down or transform under high heat. Nitrate, nitrite, nitrosamine, a chemical group linked to cancer, according to the World Health Organization, WHO, and the US National Cancer Institute, NCI. Denatured proteins may become harder to digest, create secondary toxins, and release free radicals that damage nerve cells over time. This is especially concerning for older adults because, as we age, the body's ability to detoxify weakens. The liver and kidneys function less efficiently, and digestion slows down. So even small amounts of these harmful compounds can accumulate into real health problems. 3. Microwaves heat unevenly. creating hidden danger zones of microwaves, heat food using waves, not direct contact, which means the heat distribution that is often uneven. That leftover chicken and rice you microwave? The outside may be steaming hot, but the center could still be cool and undercooked. And that's where bacteria survive and multiply, right in the part you bite into thinking it's safe. Reheating food isn't inherently bad. But if you don't know which foods are safe to reheat, which ones aren't, and how to reheat them properly, then you could be exposing your body to risk every single day, little by little. Coming up next, the most important part of this video: 5 everyday foods that become surprisingly dangerous when reheated. Number 3 and 4 are believed by many to be super healthy for seniors. But the truth is the exact opposite. 1. Reheated rice. A hidden danger in every household. Rice is a staple in most meals. But few people realize that reheating rice improperly is one of the most common causes of food poisoning. According to the UK Food Standards Agency, FSA, Bacillus cereus, a heat-resistant bacterium, can survive the initial cooking process and multiply rapidly if rice is left at room temperature for more than 2 hours. When you reheat the rice, especially in a microwave, the bacteria might die, but the toxins they produced remain. Common symptoms include bloating, nausea, severe stomach cramps, sudden diarrhea. In older adults, these toxins can cause severe dehydration, and with repeated exposure, even liver damage. Recommendation: if you must save leftover rice, cool it down quickly, store it in the fridge below 2 degrees Celsius, 35.6 degrees, and reheat it in a pan, stirring thoroughly. Never use a microwave for rice. 2. Leafy greens. Spinach, celery, beets. It sounds surprising, doesn't it? How can healthy vegetables become harmful? Science has the answer. Leafy greens contain natural nitrates, beneficial for circulation when eaten fresh. But when reheated, nitrates can transform into nitrites and then into nitrosamines, a group of compounds linked to digestive cancers. A 2022 study in the Journal of Epidemiology found that people who regularly consumed reheated leafy greens had a 21% higher risk of intestinal inflammation and digestive disorders. In seniors, whose digestive systems and gut flora are already more fragile, long-term exposure to nitrosamines may lead to liver dysfunction, nervous system issues, and even memory decline. Recommendation: cook only what you plan to eat. Avoid keeping leafy greens overnight, especially spinach, beets, sweet leaf, groundnut, and celery. 3. Reheated chicken. A silent digestive hazard, chicken is a great source of lean protein, often recommended for older adults when freshly cooked. But when reheated, especially in a microwave, the protein structure breaks down, making it harder to digest and more prone to releasing oxidative compounds that can damage cells. A study from the University of Cambridge revealed over 60% of food poisoning cases involving chicken came from incomplete reheating, often due to surviving Campylobacter bacteria. For seniors, consuming poorly reheated chicken can result in and stomach cramps, diarrhea, fatigue. And for those with weaker livers, these toxins accumulate, posing long-term risks. Recommendation: if you must reuse leftover chicken, reheat it in a pan or oven until the internal temperature reaches at least 75 degrees, 167 degrees. Avoid microwaving chicken, especially thick or bone-in cuts. And now, the fourth item. A humble, affordable root vegetable, often praised for heart health. But when reheated the wrong way, it could quietly damage your nervous system. What is it? Stay tuned, because this next item may surprise you the most. 4. The last two, reheated foods that can be seriously harmful. Don't overlook them. 4. Reheated potatoes. A common but risky food, potatoes are a staple, especially in vegetarian or low-carb diets. But when left out too long and reheated improperly, they can become a hidden source of toxins. According to the US Department of Agriculture, USDA, cooked potatoes, if not refrigerated promptly, can develop Clostridium botulinum, a dangerous bacteria that produces neurotoxins, especially when stored in low oxygen conditions like foil wrapping. There's another concern. When fried or baked at high heat, then reheated again, potatoes may produce acrylamide, a compound classified by the World Health Organization, WHO, as potentially carcinogenic when consumed over time. In older adults, acrylamide doesn't just affect the digestive tract. It may also increase the risk of nerve damage and memory decline. Recommendation: don't leave cooked potatoes at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Avoid wrapping them in foil unless you're eating them immediately. Reheat them by lightly baking in the oven, stirring evenly. Avoid microwaving mashed potatoes. Mushrooms. Healthy, but heat-sensitive mushrooms are a nutritional powerhouse. Low in calories, rich in B vitamins and antioxidants. But they are also extremely sensitive to heat. A 21 medical report in the Food Chemistry Journal warned that when cooked mushrooms are reheated, their proteins degrade, forming free radicals, harmful molecules that trigger inflammation and brain cell aging. In seniors, frequently eating reheated mushrooms can negatively impact memory, mood, mental focus. Not to mention, mushrooms spoil very quickly if not refrigerated properly, and reheating them lightly doesn't kill off all bacteria or toxins that may have developed. Recommendation: eat mushrooms immediately after cooking. If you must store leftovers, do not keep them for more than 12 hours. Only reheat once and do so in a pot, not the microwave. Have you made any of these mistakes? Have you ever left rice out in the morning and reheated it at night? Or kept steamed vegetables in the fridge for 2 days? You're not alone. Drop a comment below, we'd love to hear from you. And if this information has been helpful to you or a loved one, please don't hesitate to subscribe to Golden 60 Plus and share this video with someone you care about. Because one small change today could help you live longer, healthier, and happier tomorrow. 5. The long-term consequences of reheating food the wrong way. Silent but dangerous. We've all heard the saying, eat to live, not live to eat. But what if the very food you're eating is silently harming your body every single day? Would you still feel safe? 1. Nerve damage and the risk of dementia. According to research from the Cleveland Clinic, long-term exposure to compounds like nitrosamines and acrylamide, often formed when reheating food improperly, can damage the structure of nerve cells, trigger chronic brain inflammation, disrupt neurotransmission. These changes lay the groundwork for forgetfulness and poor concentration, sleep disturbances, and in the long run, cognitive decline and dementia, especially in adults over 65. A study by the US National Institutes of Health, NIH, found that people who frequently consumed nitrite-containing leftovers had a 44% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. 2. Increased burden on the liver and kidneys. The toxins from improperly reheated food don't just sit in your stomach. They must be processed by the liver and excreted through the kidneys. In younger people, this happens efficiently. But in older adults, as liver and kidney function naturally decline, the body struggles to eliminate toxins, leading to inflammation, tissue damage, and accumulated toxicity over time. Many unexplained cases of elevated liver enzymes or chronic liver inflammation in seniors actually stem from a long-standing habit. Eating reheated food for years without knowing the risks. 3. Gut inflammation, microbial imbalance, and lowered immunity. Bacterial toxins like Bacillus cereus or Clostridium botulinum can enter the gut and damage the intestinal lining, cause colitis and chronic digestive problems, disrupt the gut microbiome, which plays a critical role in immunity, especially in older adults. The result? Persistent fatigue, increased susceptibility to infections, slower recovery from illness. In many cases, seniors become more fragile not because of age alone, but because their gut health has been compromised every day by seemingly harmless leftovers. The bottom line, reheating food the wrong way isn't just about eating leftovers. It's a small act with big, long-term consequences, especially for those over the age of 60. If you're still thinking, it's just a little, it can't hurt, please remember, health is cumulative, and so is illness. Every time you choose to store your food properly, reheat it safely, and eat mindfully, you are giving yourself and your loved ones a better chance at a healthy, vibrant, and mentally sharp future. Subscribe to Golden 60 Plus, so every week we can send you tips and insights that may seem small, but could mean everything for your well-being. 6. Safe food, reheating and storage. Small habits, big health benefits. Now you know. Reheating food improperly can quietly harm your liver, brain, and digestive system. But don't worry, not all leftovers are bad. As long as you store and reheat them the right way, you can enjoy your meals safely, economically, and wisely. Let's explore 5 golden rules that US nutrition experts recommend for adults over 60. 1. Cool food quickly after cooking. After cooking, divide food into small, shallow containers and let it cool within the first 1 to 2 hours. Don't leave large pots sealed. The inside stays hot longer, creating a breeding ground for bacteria. According to the CDC, foodborne bacteria grow fastest in the danger zone between 5 degrees and 60 degrees, 41 degrees, 140 degrees. So the faster you cool food, the safer it is. 2. Store properly and follow time limits. Once cooled, refrigerate immediately. Never leave food out for more than 2 hours, or 1 hour if the weather is over 32 degrees, 90 degrees. Use airtight containers and label them with the date to avoid forgetting how long it's been stored. Maximum storage times to remember. Food type refrigerator, 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees. Freezer, 18 degrees, 0 degrees. Cooked rice, noodles, potatoes, 3-4 days. Not recommended. Cooked meat, chicken, 3-4 days, 2 to 6 months. Cooked vegetables, 10 to 3 days, 10 to 12 months. 3. Reheat properly. Avoid microwaves for certain foods. For dense or heavy foods like rice, meat, and potatoes, Reheat on the stove in a pan or pot. Stir well and heat until bubbling hot throughout, reaching at least 75 degrees Celsius, 167 degrees Celsius in the center. Microwaves are okay for thin soups or liquids. Stir midway and use a rotating mode if available. Never reheat the same dish more than once. 4. Never reheat food wrapped in foil. Foil traps heat, but it also creates low oxygen environments, perfect for Clostridium botulinum, a bacteria that causes dangerous neurotoxins. If you've ever wrapped baked potatoes in foil and left them out, it's time to break that habit. 5. Cook just enough. A little less is actually better. Doctors often advise older adults to cook only what they'll eat the same day. Avoid storing leftovers from foods prone to bacterial or chemical changes, like chicken, rice, mushrooms, and leafy greens. Because longevity doesn't come from abundance, it comes from balanced, safe, and mindful eating. You don't need to live in fear or throw away every leftover. Just remember this: food can be medicine, but it can also become poison. It all depends on how you handle it. And now, let's wrap it all up. Which 5 everyday foods should never be reheated if you want to protect your memory and vital organs after age 60? The final section will help you remember easily and gently remind your loved ones to stay safe too. Delicious meal or a hidden health trap? Dear friends, we've just walked through some unspoken truths, the kind that deeply affect the health of older adults every single day with every single meal. Let's quickly recap the 5 familiar foods that can quietly turn into silent poisons when reheated the wrong way. Cold rice may contain Bacillus cereus, a foodborne bacteria that causes serious digestive illness. Leaf greens like spinach, celery, can form nitrosamines when reheated, increasing cancer risk. Chicken. Reheating changes the protein structure, making it harder to digest and forming free radicals. Potatoes. If fried or baked, then reheated, can produce acrylamide, a potentially toxic compound. Mushrooms. Extremely heat sensitive. Improper reheating may trigger oxidative stress and brain cell aging. These foods are not your enemies, but they are a big question mark for every small decision you make in the kitchen. When you're young, your body can often tolerate small mistakes. But after 60, even one careless habit, like reheating last night's meal, can impact your brain, liver, immune system, memory, and overall lifespan. Small changes, big impact. Start with the simplest actions. Cook just enough. Avoid waste and excess. Store food correctly and use it within safe timeframes. Reheat to the right temperature. Avoid using the microwave for sensitive foods. And most importantly, recognize the fine line between saving leftovers and risking your health. If today's video made you pause and reflect on some everyday habits, if you believe this knowledge could help someone you care about live a healthier life, then please share this video today. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden 60 Plus so you never miss out on practical, life-saving health tips. We're here every week to walk with you, help you slow down and live stronger. Because food doesn't speak, but your body does. Listen to it before it's too late.